Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Plant Fanatics. Today we're talking mulch. Let's get right into it. Okay, so to start off, why do we need mulch? Well, there's a multitude of reasons. Most important being water retention. If you go through times of drought, you don't want to be out watering your plants all the time. You can actually keep it to where the ground stays moist as long as you put mulch. As you can see here, I've got it's very, very thick mulch. But I got all of this mulch completely for free. And I'll tell you how. We had some big trees here, some flowering pears, and they were just really causing a lot of problems with our house, getting leaves into the gutters and everything. And then when we had big storms, the limbs were just going back and forth. It was just not going to end well. We were going to end up with some big limbs right through the roof of our house. So we ended up calling a tree company. The tree company came out, chopped them down, and then I was like, oh, well, why don't I just ask them to leave the wood chips here? I wonder if they would do that. So I called them up. I said, I now have plans to put a big garden. Can you guys just leave the wood chips in our front yard? And they said, yeah, that's no problem for us. And we got to talking a little bit, and it turns out that these people have to go dump their wood chips somewhere, and a lot of people have to pay to dump their wood chips at a landfill, whatever. Somebody's going to end up making money off of those wood chips, because I know that at our dump that we have locally, they don't charge you very much. I think it's like $10 and you can get a truck full of mulch, but still, they're going to make money off of it. Why wouldn't you be the person where they just drop it off in your yard? I know that there will be some reservations from different tree companies as far as maybe you have a tiny yard like what we have. We have less than 1/4 of an acre here. Some people just don't want to put a big dump truck load of mulch in your front yard, but you got to find the guy that will. You got to love those guys. And so that's what happened here. And I think I've got a picture. If I do, we'll put it up to show you what that looked like. But don't pay for mulch if you don't have to. One issue with doing it that way is these guys are going to want to offload their entire truck of mulch. So if you don't have very many garden beds, then it's maybe going to be too big of a load for you. You're not going to have anywhere to store it. But if you do have a little bit of land, just designate an area where these guys can come out whenever you need mulch and dump the mulch right into your yard, into your designated area. You can just wheelbarrow it out as you need it. It is a lot of work, but you're gonna have to do that work anyway unless you pay somebody to drop the mulch. So you might as well get your wood chips for free, your supplies for free. So all you guys really need to do is just call any local tree companies, just look them up on the internet, anybody who works in your area, and say, hey, I'm blah, blah, blah. I was just wondering if sometime when you're in the area, when it's convenient for you guys, if you could offload a load of your mulch at my property. I have an area where I'd like you to do it. And for the most part, they're probably going to say yes, because otherwise they're going to have to pay to dump it somewhere, like I said. So that's a good way to get a whole bunch of free mulch. There's also a website called, well, I can't remember exactly what it's called. I think it's called chipdrop.com. You can go on there, create an account, and they actually, I guess it's kind of a group where they'll get these different tree companies, whoever wants to be involved, and they'll find local people who would like to have wood chips dropped on their property. That's how desperate these guys are to get rid of this mulch, because if they're in a certain area and they have multiple jobs in that area, they're going to have to go drive away to a dump or something, which could be a good distance away, and it's just going to take their guys away from getting work done. So if you're close to a job site where they're at, they would love to come drop it off and just get rid of it quickly so they can get back to work. So just call around, call these guys, make a chip drop account. They're not in my area, so that's not something, I kind of have to be the guy that calls and asks all these different companies if they'll drop it off. Some will say no. Don't be discouraged, just keep calling. You'll definitely find somebody who will drop the wood chips off. If you live in a more rural area, maybe there's not going to be a tree company out that way very much. It is going to be a little more difficult for you. You can make the chip drop account. At the end of the day, you might either have to make your own wood chips or buy wood chips from somebody if you live that far out. But for the people that live in more urban areas, this is a great method to do things. And I think I ended up, just for our less than quarter of an acre, getting 44 cubic yards of mulch. It was a lot of mulch and it was a lot of work. But like I said, you're gonna have to do the work anyway, so you might as well get the supplies for free. So go ahead, get that done, get your mulch for free. Hopefully you guys can do it, and hopefully this has been helpful to you guys. And if you have any advice for anybody watching this video, just leave a comment below and have discussions amongst yourself. And if you have any questions for me, I'll get back to you guys as soon as I can. Thanks for watching the video.